Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Leonis Trading Desk, where today we are going to be demoing just one of the many custom indicators you get when you purchase the Alpha Leonis Trading Composite Indicator Suite, or the ALT-CI as we like to call it here. If you're a first-time viewer or if you haven't heard of us before, head to alphaleonistrading.com, link in the description below, and check out which subscription is best for you, where you get access to 6 amazing custom indicators that nobody else has here on TradingView, as well as the most powerful strategy building engine available for backtesting, automating, and building your trading strategies, where you can combine any indicator that you get on TradingView, as well as all of our indicators in any combination you want to test and automate strategies to suit your trading style and asset of choice. Now, as we dive into it, if you haven't seen an indicator like this before, there's a lot going on the chart. Everything you see here, except these trend lines and this moving average, is included in our suite. But today we are just going to be focusing on these green liquidity and red liquidity bars that you see here. And that will be today's demo. So what are these liquidity bars, guys? These bars indicate when the market has reached a point where there is substantial either buy side or sell side liquidity. And how can that help us? Well, these work really, really great in a ranging market. And here on Bitcoin, 1 hour on Binance, that's the Bitcoin tether chart, 1 hour time frame on Binance. We know we have been ranging, if you guys have been following the space, between 110K and 90K for quite a few months since November. And this is where the liquidity bars really, really come into their own. So how can we read them and how can we use them to take trades? Well, what we're looking for is a really, really big, preferably maximum size. What you see here is the maximum size coming all the way from the bottom of the oscillator all the way to the zero line liquidity bar, right? That indicates that there is really, really strong liquidity. You'll see a lot of these small ones, and those can also be helpful if you're combining them with some other indicators and some other systems. They definitely are still very, very useful. But when you've got one of these maximum stretch liquidity bars like you see here, then you know that you are in an area of very, very strong, in the case of a green bar, buy side liquidity. So how can we use that to take trades? Well, either we can use it on its own, like we see here. I mean, look at the bottom of this court, guys. This caught a bottom that ended up being a 20% move in Bitcoin. I mean, what a trade, right? Like, and if we go to the previous one, we see this one didn't quite touch the top, but it's still one I would have taken plenty of time, about a 4% move or so. Let's just check. Yeah, about a 4% move. Plenty of time to get our stop in the profit and see where the market takes us. It's almost a risk-free trade. And if we go back in time, we'll see that these big bars, I mean, look at this one again. Bang, bang, caught the bottom of this entire move. Another really, really nice trade here on Bitcoin. Here's another one. Not quite as big. Move wasn't quite as big, but still reliable enough. I would have taken this trade, jumped in somewhere around here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I would have jumped in on this bar and gotten a really, really nice move. Again, enough to get our stop at break even or possibly even in the profit. Here's another one, slightly smaller, but still worked out really, really well. So look, the bigger the liquidity bar, the more you can trust it, the more liquidity there is at that price point in the market. And if we just keep going back, we just see that these big liquidity bars really, really know how to catch bottoms in these markets. I mean, look at this one, right? Huge liquidity bar, almost touching the top, not quite there, caught the bottom of this entire move, what ended up being the most historic run of last year in Bitcoin. That's the first way we can use them. We can use them on their own, although you really need to make sure you only take the big ones if you're going to do that. The other thing we can do is we can combine them, right, with some of our other indicators. Now, I'm not going to get into a demo of all of the other indicators here. If you head to alphaleonistrading.com and buy one of our subscriptions, you also get access to our member-only tutorial videos that take you step by step through each indicator. And also, guys, in the settings of our indicators, we have tooltips on each function with extensive information on how every single function in all of our indicator settings menus work. The entire manual is built into our indicators, so you don't need to go and check out websites and videos and figure out what something does. You can actually find everything right here in TradingView when you purchase the suite and go through the settings. All the information is right there. So what's the next thing we can do, right? We can look for confluence with some of the other indicators, right? It's always the best approach to have a look at what the other indicators in the suite or other indicators you might use are saying. But in this case, something I like to use is the 3 out of 3 rule with 3 of the 6 indicators we have here in the suite. So the first one would be the liquidity bars, which we just discussed. The second one would be these green and red dots you see here on this ribbon. This is called the MAO, the moving average oscillator. Okay, we'll explain that in another video. But as you can see, the green dots indicate when might be a good time to buy, and the red dots indicate when might be a good time to get out or when to sell. And what I like is when I see a big green liquidity bar like this one, a green dot either close to or exactly on the liquidity bar, as well as a green arrow up here on the chart. These arrows, these green and red arrows, are generated by the mean momentum reversal indicator, also included in our suite, the MMR as we like to call it. Again, we'll go into that in another video, but when we see a green MMR arrow, a big green liquidity bar, and a green dot, we've got 3 out of 3. The confidence that we can have going into that trade is huge. And as we can see, the results speak for themselves, right? So if we use that for when to get in, and if we also try use that for when to get out, right? Like if we had seen here, we had only a very small liquidity bar, a red dot, and a red arrow, it would have still been a great trade, but maybe we would have been brave enough to stay in until we get a bigger liquidity bar. Here's a nice big one. We've got a couple of red dots, couple of red arrows. Maybe we would have gotten out of this trade roundabout here, or at least put a stop, right? That allowed us to maybe see how far this move runs. So that's how I like to use the liquidity bars. Really, really powerful indicator that we've got here, and you can also use them for exits, right? If we go and see when was the last time we got a really nice big red liquidity bar, let's have a look here. We've got some small ones here, and wow, look at this one. Look at this liquidity bar, guys. Let's have a look and see what the market was doing at that time. So at this time, right, we've got this really big liquidity bar combined with a red arrow, combined with some red dots, stretching all the way from the top of the oscillator down to the bottom, the maximum size. These are the ones that we're looking out for here, guys. That called the top of this entire move. I mean, if you had taken a short here, you would have been fantastic. And if you were in a long, maybe from this big liquidity bar earlier on down here in the market, if you were in this long and you were only waiting for a maximum size liquidity bar, you would have caught basically this entire move and gotten out perfectly at the top. So that's a quick demo today of the liquidity bars, guys. There's a very complex liquidity detection algorithm built into producing these bars. The bigger the size, the more reliable they are. And that is just one of the 6 indicators we give you here with the ALT composite indicator suite. So thanks for watching, guys. More videos to come. Head to alphaleonistrading.com. If you want more info, hit the like and subscribe button. We will catch you in the next video.